Zodiac signs that are called friends of the devil. Some zodiac signs have a power that is frightening and amazing at the same time. They are called otherwise friends of the devil, not because they're evil, but because their energy is too powerful, too deep and inaccessible to the understanding of most. They go against the rules, read people through and through, and know how to use the shadow side of power. These signs are not a toy of fate, they create their own reality, not afraid of the consequences or the opinions of others. Today you will find out who is able to manipulate energy, who has control over forbidden knowledge, and who can look darkness in the eye, remaining undefeated. These individuals attract, cause fear, and at the same time, genuine respect. Watch to the end and check, is your sign on this list or the sign of someone who has always seemed to you too strong to be just a person? Subscribe to the channel if you want to understand not only the light, but also the shadow side of astrology. And in the comments, write which sign, in your opinion, really knows how to be friends with darkness. Let's dive into the depths. Let's begin by analyzing those who are feared, but who are secretly watched. The first sign is Gemini. Of all the signs of the zodiac, it is Gemini that causes the greatest mistrust among those who seek to control everything. They are called friends of the devil, not for their cruelty, but for their boundless flexibility, cold play on words and ability to manipulate the situation without visible pressure. Geminis are able to destroy someone's confidence with one look, and change the course of events with one phrase. Their speech is a tool, and their mind is a laboratory in which every word is calculated. They do not act straightforwardly, they do not need to raise their voice. Their style is irony, sarcasm, heightened observation. They can read a person in a matter of minutes, identify weak points, desires, pain points. And, what is especially dangerous, they know how to use it. But they do it with a smile, almost playfully. Their ease is deceptive. Behind the external ease is a keen calculation. This is why Gemini causes admiration and fear in others at the same time. Their main tool is unpredictability. Today they are allies, tomorrow they are observers, and the day after tomorrow they are the ones who will reveal all the weaknesses of the enemy. They do not recognize obligations, and therefore they are free in their decisions. This inner freedom is frightening. They do not hold on to people, ideas, emotions. Their minds are too fast to get stuck, and it is not their actions that make them devilish, but their amoral flexibility, when they can justify any position, adjust logic to any benefit. Geminis do not like control, but they know how to control. They do not get attached, but create dependence. They do not promise, but make you wait. They cannot be caught in a direct lie, because they never tell the whole truth. They leave room for interpretation, and then use it. They do not care how they are perceived. The main thing is that they always have a choice. And this is what makes them dangerous. They can be the life of the party, and at the same time, the initiator of destruction. Their ideas are infectious, their words are convincing, and their behavior is subduing. They do not rush into battle, they lead. And those who follow them do not always understand where they are going. Geminis do not believe in rules, they create their own. And this is their true nature. They are not interested in justice. They are interested in victory. And victory for Gemini is intellectual superiority. Their alliance with the shadow is not a myth. This is a way to survive and rule in a world where the truth is not always obvious. The second sign is Aquarius. Aquarius is the one who does not obey any systems. He is called the devil's friend, not because he does evil, but because he destroys the usual framework. He refuses to live by patterns, questions any rule, rejects any morality imposed from the outside. His freedom is frightening. He is able to give up his family, career, stability, if he feels that his ideas are above all. This is where the devil's trait manifests itself: absolute independence from other people's feelings, expectations, norms. Aquarius does not act head-on. His strategy is detachment. He doesn't shout, doesn't threaten, doesn't argue. He just watches everything fall apart, and he watches it with cold curiosity. His mind is always one step ahead. He foresees the consequences, but doesn't interfere. He's not interested in saving the world, he's interested in watching it change. He destroys not with his hands, but with ideas. And these ideas can be dangerous, because they decompose the essence of the familiar. He can be charming, interesting, even charismatic. But behind this external ease hides absolute detachment. He feels no pity, he analyzes. He's not interested in pain, but in the mechanism of pain. He studies a person like a scientist studies an object, and if necessary, he can use any information against. But he does it without malice, simply because he thinks it's necessary. Aquarius easily accepts chaos. He's not afraid of collapse, he sees it as an opportunity. He's not afraid of mistakes, he uses them as material. He is not interested in personal gain, he is interested in the power of influence. And if this requires destruction, he will destroy. He is not attached to people or ideas. He is attached only to freedom. And his freedom has no brakes. And this makes him dangerous. He can inspire and at the same time poison with doubt. He can speak the truth that will kill faith. He can expose the illusion that a person is holding on to. And he does this not to help, but simply to check how it works. His intellect is merciless, and an alliance with the dark side is not mysticism. It is a conscious choice to act in your own way, even if it goes against morality. The third sign is Capricorn. Capricorns are considered friends of the devil not because of their rage, but because of the cold, calculating ability to bend reality to their will. They do not show emotions, do not shout, do not argue. They act. Their plans are deep, complex, precise. And most importantly, they work. Capricorn is a strategy brought to ruthless perfection. He is not interested in excuses. Only one thing is important to him, the result. For the sake of the goal, he can step over feelings, norms, morals. Not for evil, for the sake of efficiency. Capricorn is not afraid of loneliness, condemnation, pressure. He is like a machine. His mind scans the situation, finds weak spots and hits where it will give an effect. He never plays openly. He simply builds walls that no one can climb. His silence is the cold that kills the desire to argue. He does not lose control. Even in chaos, he is a point of stability. But this stability can be icy. He knows how to wait. He is in no hurry, does not give in to emotions. He can prepare the ground for years, and then, in one move, turn everything to his advantage. His alliance with the shadow is not mysticism, it is technology. He knows how power works, how people are structured, how fear works. And he is not afraid to use it. Capricorn rarely shows aggression, but if he is hurt, his revenge will be precise and irreversible. He does not destroy in the heat of the moment. He removes barriers, calmly, systematically, without a trace. He is not interested in how his actions will be assessed. He is interested in how effectively he achieved the goal. This is what causes fear. Because next to him, there is always a feeling that you are calculated, measured, built on shelves. He does not rely on emotions. He relies on strength, on control, on internal discipline. And if he chooses the path of power, he follows it to the end. Without the right to make a mistake. And without pity for those who find themselves on the way. His alliance with the devil's energy is not an image. This is the structure. Verified, cold, merciless. The fourth sign of Pisces. When it comes to secret influences, people who seem to have access to levels of reality inaccessible to others, the representatives of this sign are most often remembered. Their intuition, bordering on clairvoyance, their innate ability to sense the weaknesses and desires of others turn them into a figure that is spoken about in whispers. Not because they are dangerous, but because no one can predict at what moment and in what way they will change the course of events. A representative of this sign can be silent, listen, nod, but it is he who is already conducting a dialogue on several levels at once, with your thoughts, fears and intentions. He is considered a friend of the devil, not for his malicious intent, but for the special power that he receives without pressure and threats. He knows how to control not people, but their moods. His tools are silence, a look, a light phrase, after which a person begins to doubt his own decisions. He is in no hurry, he knows that everything will happen at the right moment. And most often, when everyone is sure of victory, he takes a step after which the whole situation changes. He does not require force, he uses the flow. And this is what scares him. A representative of this sign does not reveal his true essence even to the closest ones. He can be kind, gentle, understanding, and at the same time play a complex internal game, where not emotions, but power are at stake. His talent is to see through. Do not trust a smile, do not trust silence. He has already understood where the vulnerability is, and he already knows what to do with it. But he does not act rashly. He waits. He creates circumstances. He pushes to make a choice, thinking for others, but leaving them with the illusion of freedom. Pisces is a shadow in a sunny day. This is a voice inside that sounds quieter than thoughts. This is a touch after which you change your mind. He is called a friend of the devil not because he does evil, but because he knows how to direct it. He does not destroy, he transforms. He does not impose, he shows a mirror. And this is what makes him one of the most dangerous and powerful representatives of the zodiac. Because he does not just play, he creates scenarios in which he wins even in defeat. His gift is an influence that cannot be measured. His strength is the knowledge of how the inner world of everyone he encounters is structured. He can be nearby, and no one will notice that everything has already gone according to his plan. The fifth sign is Leo. This sign is used to being in the spotlight, dictating rules and collecting glances. But behind the external brilliance, charisma and confidence lies the ability to control the masses, manipulate opinions and evoke such devotion that people are ready to follow him into any fire. The representative of this sign is called the devil's friend, not for cruelty, but for the ability to subjugate the will of others without the slightest pressure. His strength is in greatness, but not ostentatious, but internal, which is impossible to resist. He does not ask, he declares. He does not convince, he inspires. And this is where the danger lies. People follow him voluntarily, without even realizing that they have already given him their freedom. He knows how to choose his words in such a way that even the most skeptical mind begins to doubt itself. His presence is power, and it is not subject to discussion. He enters a room, and the entire space changes. He looks, and there is a feeling that you are naked, not in a physical, but in a psychological sense. His gaze pierces. His energy presses. He does not exploit weaknesses, he processes them into opportunities. He does not destroy, he makes you bow. People themselves bring him resources, attention, power. And not because he demands, but because he inspires. He knows where to pause, how to formulate a thought, what emotion to put into his voice to change the outcome of a conversation. This is not a game. This is pure mastery of influence. His strength is in total control over perception. He is called the devil's friend, also because he does not recognize limitations. He is not afraid to break the rules if they interfere with his goal. He acts knowing that responsibility is part of power, and he is ready to take it upon himself. It is in him that greatness and rapacity, charm and danger are combined. He is capable of everything, and he knows it. He does not need to prove himself, it is enough to be present. That is why next to him, people either rise or disappear. He does not leave anyone indifferent. The representative of this sign is not just a leader. He is a symbol of strength that cannot be explained by logic. He is the embodiment of that energy that is called dangerous not out of fear, but out of respect. He does not play, he controls. And this is what makes him a figure that some idolize, while others fear, not finding the words to describe how he influences the world.